first, I want you to get into that plank position.
Yep.
In the topward plank position, good. With one leg at a time, I want you to reach forward with the leg so it's inside our arms, if you can, good. And try and lunge, don't put the back leg on the floor just yet, but try and lunge into that movement. Can you feel the stretch at the front of that leg that's behind you?
Yeah.
And also in the groin area of the leg in front.
Yeah.
Good. To make it harder or increase mobility of the upper body as well, what we can do is with the arm that's with the foot that's leading, lift it all the way up to the ceiling, follow in with the eye line, and put the hand all the way back. You can go just to your point of range or all the way back if you can. Can you feel the back opening up and the chest? And then bring it back towards the floor. Good. Swap legs by bringing that leg back.
Yep.
Lunging the other leg forwards, inside the hands, and opening up the thoracic spine. Leading with your eyes. Remember to breathe and come back towards midline in that plank position.
To make this easier, Ella, could I use the blocks?
Exactly.
Okay, what would I do then?
So, what we can do, hold on to the block so you're that little bit taller.
Yep.
Lunge into it. Good. To make it easier as well, so you don't have to drive that knee all the way to near the floor, you can lift the bum up a little bit if your hips aren't that little bit tighter.
Yeah.
And again, we can increase the range of the upper body, and you can still feel it in the hips and the glutes.
Yep.
And then bring it back down.
Okay. And just making it easier, even still, I guess coming up a bit further.
Yes, exactly. That little bit higher makes all the difference.
Perfect.
Good. So another stretch we can add in, James, is stretching the piriformis.
Okay.
So the right leg is your affected side.
Yep.
So on the right leg, I want you to bring the ankle over to the left knee for me. In this position, good. It's almost like a figure of four.
Yes.
Can you see with your legs?
Yep.
And I want you to grab the unaffected side behind the thigh and bring that thigh towards the chest so that you feel a nice stretch on that affected leg. And it should be around this area.
Yeah, I was going to ask, where should I be feeling it?
Around the glute. The piriformis is within the glute.
Okay.
So you should be feeling it almost down the side of the leg there.
To make this harder, Ella, is there anything I could do?
Bring that knee. I know it's quite hard.
See, I'm very
towards
inflexible.
The chest.
Yeah, that's
and
probably
you'll feel
a
deeper stretch there. To make it easier, relax off and bring the knee away.
Definitely,
from
as
you.
I'm sort of bringing that knee in, I can feel more of a stretch around here. I do a lot of sitting down at a desk, Ella. Would that typically mean that I've got tighter glutes and...
Yes.
Okay.
And if you do sit for a long time at a desk, sometimes that can actually aggravate the piriformis, which switches it on and creates even more intensified sciatica symptoms. Okay. So the next exercise I'm going to show you is a bridge.
Okay.
So from the seated position, just make your way down to the floor.
Yep.
So the aim with this exercise is to contract the glutes so that the pelvis is in the top position in line with the knees and the shoulders.
Okay.
So if you just bring that pelvis by contracting the bum or the glutes, perfect. I want your pelvis in line with the knees. I don't want to see any overarching or underarching.
Ella, can I just check? I can't see myself.
That's perfect.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's perfect, James. From here, hold it for around 10 to 15 seconds, and then nice and slowly, each vertebra by each vertebra, lower the bum to the floor.
And how many of these should I try to do?
I want you to try and do 10 to 12 reps for me.
Okay, and holding it at the top for about 10 to 15 seconds?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Squeezing the glutes.
Yep.
It's not a lower back movement, it's the glute contraction.
And is there anything I could do, Ella, to make this harder or easier beyond holding it for less or more time?
Yeah, so what you can do in that top position for me, just hold it there. We can add in a few marches.
Okay.
What I mean by that is just little lifts, leg by leg.
Okay.
Lifting the heel off the floor, and you should feel each side of your glute tensing and controlling this action. Can you feel that?
I can really feel it.
Good.
I guess they should be small movements in some ways are okay?
Yes, small movements are perfect. The key with this is I want you to keep your pelvis in line at all times.
Okay.
I don't want to see any rotations with the body like this.
And I guess sometimes I feel like my hip is dipping slightly each way. I guess the key is to reset at the top each time.
Reset.
Okay.
Exactly. And if you feel like it's dipping a lot, just do smaller marches with the legs. Okay.
That's great.
I'm going to show you a stabilising exercise for the back, okay? So in the tabletop position, James, each arm at a time, I want you to lift so that it's in line with the head. Perfect. And then back down. So this is option 1. This is the first stage of bird dog. Nice and controlled. Try not to dip the shoulders. Keep them in line and parallel with the floor. One at a time. Good.
And Ella, should my shoulders be in a neutral position? By that I mean not sort of pushed up or sunk down.
Perfect, exactly. I don't want to see any arches. It's not a cat-cow or any dips. Try and keep the back parallel with the floor at all times. Good. Once you've mastered this movement, what we can do is add in a leg lift as well. So with the opposite leg to the opposite hand that you are lifting, I want you to kick it out towards the wall behind you, so that it's almost like a Superman pose. Good. Again, try not to let the pelvis dip from side to side. Keep everything nice and controlled.
And Ella, should I be aiming to hold it at the top here, or should I just be aiming to go through in almost like a flow sequence?
Yes, so a flow sequence is great to start on, as we were doing there, but to progress that, what we can do is hold it at the end range. Can you see how that's a little bit more difficult?
I can, yeah.
Yep. And then bringing it back to midline. Good.
And can I ask, Ella, at the very beginning, when we were just doing the arm movements, would an alternative be just to do the leg movements?
Exactly, yes. So that's going to strengthen the glutes more than option 1, obviously, with the arm lifts. So that is perfect for relieving lower back pain, to have strong glutes. So yeah, you're exactly right.
And is there anything else I could do? I've seen some people where they will go out and then at the end they'll sort of come in and touch the elbow to the knee. I don't know if that would be appropriate, or is it?
No, that is the hardest version of what we've shown today. So you're a pro. You can do it. So just give it a little go. So adding that crunch is making it a lot more difficult to keep that stable position. So again, we've got to do it really nice and slowly, engaging those abs at the bottom of the movement and then releasing them at the top. Perfect. So you can do it alternatively, or you can work one side, then the other.
And when I'm doing that movement, I feel it more in the abdominal
in the
muscles.
abs. Yeah. All right. Brill. So I like this exercise, James. It's called marching on the spot. It's clues in the name. It's just marching on the spot. So with the hands on the hips, I just want you to continually lift that knee up towards pelvis level. Perfect. So it's not a really fast movement, but it's also controlled.
I feel like this is a balance exercise, Ella. More than anything.
So it is, you're completely right. So what this is encouraging is stabilisation of the spine. So we're engaging our abs throughout this movement, but also the stabilisation muscles at the back. So this is really going to help with that lower back pain.
And Ella, when I'm doing this, sometimes I feel like my pelvis is tilting. I'm not sure if there's anything I can do to
Do you mean tilting left to right?
Yeah, it sort of feels like I'm swaying side to side.
So one thing that we can do is use our arms. That sometimes help with stabilisation of the pelvis. So opposite arm goes with the opposite knee. But if you feel like your imbalance still there, just bring the knee up to a lesser angle. Because the
smaller movements.
Yes, smaller movements, exactly.
And to make it easier, could I have a chair supporting
You could have a chair.
Holding on to something?
Holding on to something next to a wall, smaller angle with the foot. You just regress it as and when you need to.
And to make this harder, Ella, could I hold it at the top maybe?
Exactly right, James.
Okay.
Holding it at the top, think you're better than me. If you want to help yourself when you're balancing, try and fix the eyes on an object in the room.
Okay.
Rather than looking around. That's my mistake. I always look around.
Okay.
These exercises work best when done little and often, once or twice a day. Only move within what your pain allows and build up gradually. If you've got any worsening pain, stop. And if you've got any concerns with new weakness, numbness, or loss of sensation, please see your healthcare provider. Remember, some days are going to feel easier than others, and that's completely normal. Gentle, regular movement will help you stay mobile and resilient. Even 10 minutes a day can make a meaningful difference over time.
If you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful, then why not check out the next video here?